Hello, Sault Ste. Marie. I'm so happy to be connecting with you again and for a really great cause. Thank you for joining us for Soo Today's Come Together Sault Ste. Marie benefit concert, where we hope to entertain you at home while raising funds for the Algoma Community Foundation and the Soo Area Hospital Foundation to help those in our city who are greatly impacted by the COVID-19 crisis and on the front lines during this pandemic. Donating to either of those organizations is as easy as clicking on the donation links in the story below. Through our partnership with the Algoma Community Foundation, we are able to kick off fundraising for agencies in our city on a really exciting note. Donations to the Algoma Community Foundation COVID-19 Response Fund, which will be distributed to 10 local organizations mandated to support vulnerable, at-risk community members and who are providing innovative and relevant responses to the crisis locally, can be made by visiting the link below. And from now through April 30th, your donation will be matched up to $10,000, a contribution made from Green Shield Canada through their Social Impact COVID-19 initiative. Your donation to the Algoma COVID-19 Response Fund will be distributed equally to Phoenix Rising, St. Vincent Place, Pauline's Place, the Sault Ste. Marie Indian Friendship Center, Shingwak Anishinaabe Students Association, Algoma University's Student Emergency Fund, Sault College International, the Local Immigration Partnership, Rural Agri Innovation Network, and the John Howard Society. Our hope is to raise $10,000 locally, which will be matched by Green Shield Canada through their COVID-19 initiative, for a total of $20,000 raised towards these important local organizations. Donations can also be made directly to the Soo Area Hospital Foundation to help our frontline healthcare workers by visiting the link below. We have a ton of Sault Ste. Marie talent to share with you during this virtual event, including music, poetry, puppetry, and even some magic. Speaking of which, you will need to grab a deck of cards for that portion of our entertainment. Now let's jump right in and hopefully raise both spirits and funds with some of our upcoming lineups. Let's kick off this event with our first performance by the Musical Comedy Guild.
Hello, I'm Cathy Fisher, and I am here with my family, Rob, Ben, and Sarah, on behalf of the Musical Comedy Guild of Sault Ste. Marie, to send you our best wishes for health, hope, and happiness. We look forward to seeing all of you soon when social distancing ends and the curtain goes back up. In the meantime, please stay safe and isolate so that when we can get together, no one will be missing. To those of you who are selflessly and tirelessly working on the front lines to combat this virus and to ensure essential services continue, we offer this song as our standing ovation to all of you with our heartfelt thanks.
You stumble through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're safe inside, but you can't shake away, 'cause you're just a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option. But you can flip the switch and brighten up your darkest days. Sun is up, the colors blinded. Take the world and redefine it. Leave behind your narrow mind. You'll never be the same. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reaching up to the sky. And it's open wide. You're electrified. When the world becomes a fantasy and you're more than you could ever be. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. No, you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. I see it in your eyes. You believe that lie, that you need to hide your face. I'm afraid to step outside, seal off the door, but don't you stay that way. Shadows, you and me, we know how that goes. 'Cause once you see it, oh, you'll never be the same. We'll be the light that's shining. Bottle up and keep on trying. You can prove there's more to you. You cannot be afraid. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reaching up to the sky. And it's
a fantasy and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. Come on, come on, come in, come on.
To anyone who's bursting with a dream.
Come on, you hear the call.
To anyone who's searching for a way to
Break free, break free, break free. And the world becomes a fantasy and more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. When the world becomes a fantasy and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. When the world becomes a fantasy and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive.
Hello, Sault Ste. Marie from the Emergency Department. I'm Dr. Laura Stone, and these are just a few of my amazing team members here at Emerge. First of all, on behalf of all of us, thank you for helping us fight COVID-19 by staying home and social distancing. Please keep up the great work. Please also consider helping us by donating to the Soo Area Hospital Foundation Emergency Fund. This money will go towards purchasing essential equipment and supplies during the pandemic, such as the personal protective equipment you can see my colleagues wearing here. Thank you so much for your generosity and for all the support you have shown us here at the hospital.
Thank you, Sault Ste. Marie.
Stephen McCarthy is an award-winning actor and director from Sault Ste. Marie, currently living in Toronto. You may recognize him from shows like Mary Kills People and The Expanse. Over to you, Stephen.
Hello, everybody in Sault Ste. Marie. This is Steve McCarthy. I've been thinking a lot about people in the medical field these days. I owe my life to them, quite literally. My grandmother and my mother were both nurses, but my life was also saved about 10 years ago by some medical professionals. My brother is a cop, my brother-in-law is a doctor, emergency doctor, and my sister-in-law is an obstetrics nurse. So I've been thinking a lot about how lucky we are to have people do those jobs in this time. Please support them in whatever way you can, and I wouldn't be who I am without having grown up in Sault Ste. Marie and the cultural life that enriched my early my youth and my early teen years, and everything that happened to me there was so formative. So in the meantime, before we all get back together and start to celebrate, I offer you this poem. It's called Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. It was sent to me by my friend in Ireland. Now we will count to 12, and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it's about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12. And you keep quiet. And I will go.
Hi everybody, Jon Yun here, head coach of your Soo Greyhounds, and hope you guys are enjoying entertainment brought to you by Village Media and Soo Today. Obviously some crazy times we're living in, and we're all trying to navigate our ways, but first and foremost, really wanted to thank our frontline workers, the nurses, the grocery store clerks, you name it. I think there's too many to mention, but I know a lot of Sooites right now are really putting their lives on the line for everybody else, and it shows our community spirit. I can't wait to get back to Sault Ste. Marie, get back to a little bit normal living. Right now, just walking the dog, having some fun, spending some time with the family. I hope you guys are doing the same. We're going to come back stronger than ever. Can't wait to see you guys. Everybody stay safe. Enjoy the rest of the show. Have a great one, guys.
10 years and 3 albums later, Dustin Jones and the Rising Tide always bring a foot-stomping good time anywhere and everywhere they may roam. Over to you guys.
Hey everybody, on behalf of the Rising Tide, we just wanted to say that we're thinking of you, and we hope everybody's staying inside and safe, and we hope we can supply you with some entertainment here and some in the time of isolation. And thanks to Soo Today as well for having us a part of this. All right, you ready to go, boys? Wherever you may be. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tired of all the sailing ships and the war weighing on your back. Those endless days on a one-way train, house of walls all filled with cracks. There'll come a day you'll rise and shine. There'll come a day you'll realize that we're all broke down. We're all lost but we'll be found. Yeah, we're all broke down for now. You're on your knees with an angry soul. See you trying to find yourself. Encase the place with some angry eyes, with one twisted sense of wealth. There'll come a day you'll rise and shine. There'll come a day you'll realize that we're all broke down. We're all lost but we'll be found. Yeah, we're all broke down for now. Got saving pennies for a rainy day. Feel like a dog and way too old to train. Just keep searching for a better way. Just ain't anyone or anything to change. All broke down. We're all lost but we'll be found. Yeah, we're all broke down for now. Yeah, we're all broke down for now. Said we're all broke down. Yeah, we're all broke down for now. Said we're all broke down. Yeah, we're all broke down for now. Said we're all broke down. Said we're all broke down for now.
Thank you again to all of our performers for generously providing their time and talent to this fundraising event. A reminder that you can directly help those in our community affected by the COVID-19 crisis and our frontline healthcare workers by donating at the links below.
Hi everyone, my name is Maggie Anderson. I'm from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and I hope that you're all taking such good care of yourselves. I'm currently finishing my final semester at Dalhousie University in Halifax in music and theatre, and tonight I'm going to share with you a casual rendition of Elton John's Your Song. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Oh, I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Well, a few of these verses, well, they got me quite cross. Anyway, well, the thing is, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. Yeah, and you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world.
Ani, Bojo, Vivian Jimenez Estrada Indigenous Cause. Hello, my name is Vivian Jimenez Estrada. Ni Maya Chikwe Endao. I am a Maya Chi woman. Ishimuleo Guatemala Donchiba. I was born in the land of corn, Guatemala. I've been a guest in Bawating for the past 7 years with my family. I teach sociology at Algoma University, and I am a member of the Indigenous Women's Anti-Violence Task Force of Bawating. I've been asked to share a message of hope as we all work together to get through these challenging times due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I will begin with a teaching that guides me. We are all connected. As an Indigenous Maya Chi woman, I'm connected to all beings, to the land, the water, the animals, and the next 7 generations. Many Indigenous peoples believe that if one part is not well, disease follows, and this imbalance needs our attention. So where is this imbalance? How are we treating Mother Earth and each other? So, despite a physical distancing, we still need to take care of all living things. We are all connected. For many years now, we have known about the impact of human misuse of natural resources and of our throwaway society, with the resulting amounts of waste and pollution that have disproportionately affected Indigenous peoples, particularly women and gender-diverse folks, who continue to experience social inequities that make dealing with pandemics more difficult because of the stark differences in access to land and basic needs. We have been asked to do our share and stay home, to wash our hands and keep healthy to prevent the spreading of COVID-19. And I am here to remind everybody who can do this to please continue to do it. We don't want to spread the virus to those who are more vulnerable. But the truth is, we don't really know who has it, and so we need to do our part. But we also know there's another story that we need to hear. Bawating, Sault Ste. Marie is a city with many inequities, and some people who live on the streets, rely on shelters, or who are substance users are more at risk than those who have stable living conditions. There are also people who live in overcrowded housing, who have no access to safe drinking water, or live in fear of violence. The United Nations has released a report indicating a stark increase in gender-based violence. Yet, many still fear filing a report or going to the hospital Unfortunately, violence is not in quarantine. Bawating Sault Ste. Marie is a resilient and diverse city. We will overcome this. So please take care, breathe, try to do something you weren't able to do because of lack of time. Send a text to your neighbor and ask how they're doing. Cook that meal you never had time to do. Spend time with your family. Plant some seeds. Learn about your own resilience, creativity, and beauty, because we're all connected.
Born and raised in Sault Ste. Marie, Jon Yun is a multifaceted Canadian musician and professional DJ who is frequently engaged as a music director, collaborative artist, jazz pianist, and conductor on international stages. Let's see what Jon has in store for us.
Hi everyone, I'm Jon Yun. I hope you're all staying safe. This is a Bill Evans transcription called Turn Out the Stars. Thanks for listening.
Next up, we're going to hear from actor, playwright, and puppeteer Adam Proulx, who is originally from Sault Ste. Marie. Adam has been entertaining kids of all ages with his most recent project, Spencer Stays Inside, a daily YouTube series designed to help us all through these very strange times. Before we go to Adam, I want to remind you that you can help out frontline agencies right here in Sault Ste. Marie by donating through the links below.
Oh, hi everyone, it's me, Spencer Sparklestein from Spencer Stays Inside. I hope you're all staying super safe inside right now and making lots of phone calls and video calls and spreading the love from far apart safely. I know I really miss all my friends from Sault Ste. Marie. I had such a good time there in the fall doing Adam's Unplugged Puppet Party at the Algoma Fall Festival. I can't wait to do stuff like that again. Live theater and art and music and dance. Oh, it's going to be great. But until then, please stay safe. And I love you all. And bye-bye. And wash your hands. Oh, and don't forget to check out SpencerStaysInside.com. Bye.
Anin Bojo, Ogama Nemanagojin Goyakasit. Good afternoon, everybody. Kinewea. My name is Chief Dean Sayers, Batchewana First Nation. And my people have heralded from the Baoting or Sault Ste. Marie area since time started. This is where we were placed. I wanted to say welcome and let you know that we are a really beautiful territory. We are a very beautiful people, and we look forward to continuing to welcome people from around the world, as was originally prophesied when our ancestors gathered and talked about what was to come to our people. I want to make mention of who we are as original peoples of these lands. We as a people have protected our lands, our laws, our language, our spirituality, and our people for a millennia. Today's leadership in Batchewana recognizes that uniqueness as a nation, and we will continue to protect that nationhood. There's also a further obligation to protect the uniqueness, the beauty of this nation that we call Indigenous people, or Anishinaabe of the Great Lakes area. We've, as a people, survived many of sicknesses, pandemics, epidemics, and this is not much different than those historic incursions into our communities. And you know, we've been successful, we've been resilient, and we're still here today. We look forward to being able to share our insights, our wisdom on how we were successful historically and how we can be successful in the future as we live side by side here at the center of the Great Lakes in Baoting. We really appreciate you doing your part to look after our environment. We really appreciate you doing your part to protect that which is sacred, our water, our women, our whole governance systems, our way of life. We hope that we're going to be able to replicate that for our future generations. And I want to also make mention of the elders in our territories. We have our own encyclopedia, Our elders have all of that beautiful knowledge. So help us protect those elders. In the midst of this pandemic we call COVID-19, we want you to please maintain social distancing. We want you to please only go into town and come into our communities if you absolutely have to. And if you do need to go into town, if you do need to get stuff, go by yourself. Protect your families. Don't be going in and out of your homes over and over every day. That little part will help. We're all in this together. Even though we're a little apart, we are in this together. We look forward to seeing you somewhere at our gatherings in the next while. Maybe not till the summer or maybe even a little later, but regardlessly, do our part, do your part to protect our peoples, whether they live in town in Baoting, Sault Ste. Marie, or out in one of our outlying Indigenous communities here on the eastern shores of Lake Superior. Miigwech, and I look forward to looking forward to seeing you again somewhere on the trail. Miigwech.
Up next are Stephen and Anya Mallinger, both longtime members of the musical community in Sault Ste. Marie and both teachers at the Algoma Conservatory of Music. As parents of young women on the front lines, Stephen and Anya wish to support the exceptional people at Soo Area Hospital and in the community who are working so hard to get us all through this difficult time.
Consensus by Astor Piazzolla.
Hi everybody, I'm Sandra Fursell.
And I'm Marc Beaudet.
And we're from Algoma Repertory Theatre. And we hope that everybody is staying safe and healthy during these very difficult times.
Yeah, we've been locked up for about a week now together, trying to find things to do to stop us from killing each other. We thought this was a great idea when Thomas approached us, and when we were thinking about pieces to do, I thought of a book that I had as a child that was very close to me called Free to Be You and Me. This piece in particular was written by Carl Reiner and was performed by Marlo Thomas and Mel Brooks. We hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun working on it. We haven't had so much fun working on this video. This is about the 20th time we've done this. So we hope this one works and this one passes the editing phase.
Take care, guys, and again, stay safe and stay healthy.
Bye-bye. Hi.
Hi.
I'm a baby.
Well, what do you think I am, a loaf of bread?
You could be. What do I know? I'm just born. I'm a baby. I don't even know if I'm under a tree or in the hospital or what. I'm just so glad to be here.
Well, I'm a baby too.
Have it your way. I don't want to fight about it.
What, are you scared?
Yes, I am. I'm a little scared. I'll tell you why. See, I don't know if I'm a boy or a girl yet.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, if I'm a girl and you're a boy, you could beat me up. You think I want to lose a tooth my first day of life?
What's a tooth?
Search me. I'm just born. I'm a baby. I don't know nothing yet.
You think you're a girl?
I don't know. I might be. Yeah, I think I am. I've never been anything before. Let me see. Let me take a little look around. Cute feet. Small, dainty. Yep, I'm a girl. That's it. Girl time.
Well, what do you think I am?
You? Well, that's easy. You're a boy.
You sure?
Of course I'm sure. I'm alive already 4 or 5 minutes, right? I haven't been wrong yet.
Well, gee, I don't feel like a boy.
That's because you can't see yourself.
Why? What do I look like?
Bald. You're bald, fella. Bald, bald, bald. You're bald as a ping pong ball. Boy, are you bald.
So?
So? Well, boys are bald and girls have hair.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Well, who's bald? Your mother or your father?
My father.
I rest my case.
You're bald too.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Don't look.
Why?
Oh, a bald girl. Oh, disgusting.
Well, maybe you're a boy and I'm a girl.
Well, there you go again. I told you, I'm a girl. I know it. I'm a girl and you're a boy.
I think you're wrong.
I'm never wrong. Well, what about shaving?
Well, what about it?
You just shaved, right?
Wrong.
Exactly. And you know why? Because everyone's born with a clean shave. It's just that girls keep theirs and boys don't.
So what does that prove?
Tomorrow morning, the one that needs a shave, he's a boy.
Well, I can't wait until tomorrow morning.
See, that proves it. Girls are patient. Boys are impatient.
Yeah? What else?
Can you keep a secret?
Absolutely.
There you go. Boys keep secrets, girls don't.
Go on.
Are you afraid of mice?
No.
Well, I am. I'm terrified of them. I hate them. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A fireman.
What did I tell you?
What about you?
A cocktail waitress. Does that prove anything to you?
You must be right.
I told you, I'm always right. You're the boy, and I'm the girl.
I guess so. Oh, wait. Here comes the nurse to change our diapers.
About time, too. I've never been so uncomfortable in my life.
Hey, look at that.
What?
You see that? I am a girl, and you're a boy.
Hey, it sure looks like it.
What do you think of that?
I can't understand it.
Well, it sure goes to show you.
What?
That you can't judge a book by its cover.
Well, what does that mean?
How should I know? I'm only a baby.
So am I. Goo.
Hi, my name is Lucas Castellani. I'm an infectious diseases physician here at the Soo Area Hospital. I would just like to say a big thank you to our community for everything you guys have done during this very trying time. The COVID-19 pandemic has been difficult for all of us, but it's been really great to see all the support that's come out of this community. We've seen support from various companies and organizations trying to do what they can do to donate personal protective equipment, food, everything you can think of, we've been supported with here. I also want to say a big thank you to the frontline workers. That's, grocery store workers, the police, the support workers in the community doing their part to ensure that our community is cared for, and especially the healthcare workers, those who are doing what they can do to ensure that our hospital is safe and our patients are well cared for. So I just want to say a big thank you. Finally, if you feel as though you want to provide some more support during this trying time, we would really appreciate it. And I believe the Soo Area Hospital Foundation is a great way to do that through their emergency fund. So please consider supporting them today. Thank you.
Our next performance is from the hip hop collective Sound Syndrome.
Hey guys, Sound Syndrome's Chris B here.
Mike Swift here, Sound Syndrome.
So Z of Sound Syndrome.
Sound over everything, SOE.
It's your boy Stoneberg out here representing Sound Syndrome.
I hope everyone is staying safe during this pandemic here in Sault Ste. Marie. I just want to say keep your eyes open for that upcoming album, Dreamcatchers, Medicine Wheel.
Stay tuned for release dates coming to you in the zoo.
I want to take this time to give a shout out to Cece, Konica,
as well as Jermaine Henry on that new track. Been over here listening to mixing. It's really starting to come together.
I also want to say, during this time of pandemic, just keep it real, stay safe.
Hope y'all staying safe, man.
Stay safe, stay home.
Peace.
Peace.
On my own time, I'ma do it on my own time. I won't worry, won't pay no mind. I'ma do it on my own time, own time. On my own time, I'ma do it on my own time. I won't worry, won't pay no mind. I'ma do it on my own time, own time.
No more forcing shit, I'm enforcing shit and how I relate in relationships. No more desperate shit, I'm complete and content with or without, no doubt in my self-esteem. Everything is everything, not taken personally. Yo, I'm just taking it back at the perspective they lack. No worries, love remains never left. It will always be here even after death. Check, it will always be here even after death. Love remains never left. Love remains never left.
On my own time, I'ma do it on my own time. I won't worry, won't pay no mind. I'ma do it on my own time, own time. On my own time, I'ma do it on my own time. I won't worry, won't pay no mind. I'ma do it on my own time, own time.
Me being alive is a protest. I worked hard, no regrets. Fly across the galaxy, oasis through the Milky Way Express. Cause I build movements of ruins with lucid dreams. I'm coming to do this, I'm ruthless. I'm careful, not careless, not impressed. I'm wearful, pressed to get my share full. Light shining, someday I'll leave this world without even dying. For we are not the same, I am a Martian. I have eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. They can't tell us apart then. My growth lies like a pencil hit sharp. And the more I give, the smaller I am. The dull part of a bigger plan. I expect to reflect what I really am. I expect to reflect what I really am.
On my own time, I'ma do it on my own time. I won't worry, won't pay no mind. I'ma do it on my own time, own time. On my own time, I'ma do it on my own time. I won't worry, won't pay no mind. I'ma do it on my own time, own time.
Life ain't a race, you could move at a snail's pace. Long as you keep it up, you're going someplace. Spirit can hear it when fear has been misplaced. That's when our prayers are answered in true grace. Faced with a choice and encouraged to check oneself. Use your heart's voice, don't despair or go wreck yourself. Take isolation and patience, it's shaping you. Prepping you for all the great things you're to go through. Strength is in numbers, not merely brute force. Good with each other, resilience is in force. Power is practiced by learning the natural law. What's got druid like Bruce Lee, my flow is wall.
It's in our bloodlines and shines through our artistry. It's in our music cause it's in our heartbeats. On my own time, I'ma do it on my own time. I won't worry, won't pay no mind. I'ma do it on my own time, own time. On my own time, I'ma do it on my own time. I won't worry, won't pay no mind. I'ma do it on my own time, own time.
Everybody else that contributed to this project to make it happen. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Sault Ste. Marie, this is Christian Provenzano. Your community needs you to do three things. If you have COVID-19 symptoms, we need you to self-isolate. If you don't have COVID-19 symptoms, we need you to stay home. If you have to go out, we need you to practice physical distancing. We will get through this, Sault Ste. Marie, and we will get through this better, and we will get through this stronger if we all work together and do the same thing. So let's stay home. I want to end by thanking the organizers of this event. I want to recognize Thomas Brandstetter and all of the artists that are contributing to it. I think it's an awesome event. And I want to thank and recognize Village Media for facilitating it and being a great company in our community. It's great to have such an innovative company growing and thriving in Sault Ste. Marie. Thank you.
Hey folks, my name is Jackson Reed, and I'd like to play a song for you in these troubling times. I hope everyone is doing well out there, taking care of themselves, checking in with friends and family. I'd like to dedicate this song to one of my favorite songwriters who recently passed away due to coronavirus complications, and that is the late, very great Mr. John Prine. This song is called Better Off, and I hope you enjoy. Well, all the things you did and all the things you done, well, you can hang it all up on your shelf. Hang it on your wall, another spring, another fall, another way to say you're better off. Better off than you, that's what you're trying to prove, and all the different types of shade. Well, you've been thrown my way, well, you can take it to the grave and tell the world that now you're better off. Well, all the sights you stayed, and all the folks you faced, and all the ducks you lined up in a row. You can take it to the grave, another night, another day, another way to say you're better off. Better off than you, that's what you're trying to prove, and all the different types of shade. You've been thrown my way, well, you can take it to the grave and tell the world that now you're better off. Thank you.
Now it's time to get to some magic. But before we get to renowned illusionist Ryan McFarling, a quick reminder that you can help support local Sault Ste. Marie frontline agencies during the COVID-19 crisis by donating through the links below.
Ryan McFarling here, resident magician at Gateway Casino. We all play a part in keeping our community safe and healthy. That means you and I need to do our part. Fighting boredom versus fighting for your life, or putting someone else's life in danger, is really no contest. We're all in this together, and together we will all get through this. Now, to help you pass the time, let's do a card trick together. Or virtually anyway. Go grab your cards, I'll wait right here, and let's do a little magic. I'm assuming you got your cards. For this trick, we're going to use 4 cards. We're going to use the 4 aces. We're going to start with the 4 aces on the side, and we need one of these. In this case, I like to use the Joker as our special card. So this type of trick is one where you follow along and do as I do. To start, take the cards on your left and turn them face down. Put the deck of cards on top of the card in the middle and cut half. Hold on to half in your right hand. Pick up the cards to your right, turn them face down, and put them on top of the cards in your hand, and with your free hand, Pick up the deck in the center with the face-up card included and put them on the card on the right. This is the part where you have some choice. You can take these ones and put the cards from your left and put them on the right, or put the cards from your right and put them on the left. It's up to you. So once you put those together, and you end up just like this. Next step is go through the cards and find your face-up card. This one here. Take all the cards above it and put them on the bottom of the deck. Take, in this case, the Joker out of the deck, and you're going to make two piles of cards now by first dealing a card to your left, then one to your right, left, right, and so on and so on. And you could even change it up and put 2 cards here, 3 cards there, 4 cards here, 2, even stay on the same side, and stop whenever you like. Pick up the pile to your right, and we're going to make 2 piles out of this one. So we're going to start with a card to your right, then left, and just alternate back and forth until you run out of cards. And we're going to do the same thing here. So you're going to start from your right and left and go back and forth until you run out of cards here as well. Now, it's safe to say the cards are fairly mixed up. You put the aces in there, you cut them wherever you wanted, and you stop dealing cards whenever you wanted. But here's the magic part. Take a look. Turn the top card of each pile over. And just like that, you performed a magic trick in your very own living room. Thank you so much for playing along. Thank you for doing your part. Thank you for staying safe by staying inside when you need to and social distancing when you can't. And of course, it's always helpful to wash your hands.
Hi, this is Tracey and that's Steve, and we're here trying to stay sane. Hope you guys are too. Staying healthy, safe, and well. We're gonna do a little extreme for you.
Occupy my time. Priority's a friend of mine. Happiness runs every eye. This inner peace I let you find. Rivers flow into the sea. Can't even the sea that's so full of me. If I'm not blind, why can't I see that circle can be where it's where should be? There's a hole in my heart that can only be filled by shoes. And there's a hole in my heart can be filled with the things I do. Oh, heartache. Oh, heartache. This heart stone is where I lie. These beady clay kept home inside. If my daily satisfied, I'll fade away before I die. Rivers flow into the sea. Yet even the sea that's so full of me. If I'm not blind, why can't I see that circle can be where that square should be? There's a hole in my heart that can only be filled by shoes. And this hole in my heart can be filled with the things I do. There's a hole in my heart that can only be filled by shoes. There's a hole in my heart can be filled with the things I do. Oh, heartache. Oh, heartache. Oh, heartache. Oh, heartache. Thank you. Wish you peace and love.
Hello, Sault Ste. Marie. I'm so glad I could join you for tonight's Come Together for COVID-19 benefit concert. Thank you to Sault today for hosting, and thank you to all the performers for giving us something to do while we're all staying home to help flatten the curve. And in the spirit of coming together while we're all at home, I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you my little rendition of MPP Cribs. Hope you enjoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my home. Come on in. So this is my home, nestled in downtown Sault Ste. Marie. It's a turn-of-the-century Victorian. I fell in love with it when I first saw it. One of the first things I loved was the staircase. It was covered in paint and goo and gunk on the treads of the stairs. I completely stripped that all down. Huge labor of love for anybody who's ever done a renovation project before. I'm gonna walk you in through the kitchen here. You can see all the moldings and trim work, all original. All were stripped down and repainted. This house received a complete overhaul, ripped down right to the studs, new electrical, new plumbing, insulation, vapor barrier, the whole 9 yards. This is my kitchen, one of my favorite rooms in the house. We love to do a lot of cooking, family meals on the weekends. And in true Cribs spirit, I wanna just take a quick shot of the fridge here. There's really no excitement in here. This is, my wife's probably gonna kill me for showing you that. And now we're off to the living room. This is where we'll be watching the show tonight, and pretty typical stuff for a living room. Moving on into this space now, we've got the old pocket doors. I love these, really good opportunity to close spaces off, especially during these times while we're all staying at home. Because this is not only the dining room, but it doubles up as a workstation as well for the kids and for the rest of the family. And of course, when you have 3 kids, 5, 6, and 7, you get overrun by toys, as you can clearly see. Let's run upstairs. So as we're all having to work from home, I'm absolutely no exception. So this is in the loft of my home office. And I've got all my computers, laptops, big screen here. I spend most of my day on Zoom while I'm here. But I am fortunate that my constituency office is only about a 3-minute walk away. So I managed to be able to do a lot of work from here, which is great. But when I need to, I could just run down to the office. So and within my home office, I also have this mini little home gym here, which unfortunately I never use. But I do have a great view of the St. Mary's River. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my own little rendition of MPP Cribs. Hope you have a great night. Make sure you stay safe and enjoy the show. Take care.
Vernon Bailey is a name known to many in Sault Ste. Marie, but what you might not know about Vernon is he is a longtime fan of the poetry of Robert Service, so much so that he teamed up with local musician John McClanahan and put together a night of poetry and song called Call of the Wild, featuring Service's verse. Vernon is going to share with us the Ballad of Bessie's Boil, one of the poems from the Call of the Wild show.
Hello everyone, I hope you're surviving being a shut-in. One of my favorite authors and hobby of mine is Robert Service. And I'd like to do one of his poems for you today entitled The Ballad of Bessie's Boil. Says I to my missus, "By goom lass, you've something I see on your mind." Says she, "You're right, Sam, I've something. It happens to be on my behind. A boil as it make Job be jealous. It hurts me no end when I sit." Well, says I, "Go to the hospital, missus, they may have to cut it a bit." Well, says she, "Oh, I hate to be showing the place of me person it's at." Huh, says I, "Don't be fussy. Them doctors seen sights far more horrid than that." So the missus goes off togged up tasty, and there at the hospital door they tell her to see the hoose doctor, whose office is room 34. Well, she hunts up and down till she finds it, she knocks, and a voice says, "Come in." And there sits a handsome young fella, in white from his heels to his chin. "I've got a big boil," says missus. "It hurts me for fair when I sit. And Sam, that's me husband, has asked me to ask you to cut it a bit." So blushing she plucks up her courage and hastens to show him the place. And he gives it a proper inspection with a heap of surprise on his face. Then he says with an accent of Scotland, "We has a bile, I can feel. But you ought to consult the head doctor. They call him Professor O'Neill. He's special for biles and carbuncles. You'll find him in room 63. No charge, Mum. It's been a rare pleasure. Just tell him you're coming from me." So the missus, she thanks him politely and owns up and down as before, till she comes to a big, handsome room with Professor O'Neill on the door. Once more, she plucks up her courage and knocks, and a voice says, "All right." She enters and sees a fat feller with whiskers all togged up in white. "I've got a big boil," begins missus. And if you'll kindly permit, I'd like to have ye inspected. It hurts me like all when I sit. So blushing as red as a beetroot, she hastens to show him the spot. And he says with a look of amazement, "Oh, sure, Mum, that must hurt ye a lot." Then he puts on his specs to regard it, and he finally says with a frown, "Oh, I bet it's as sore as the devil, especially when you sit down. It looks like a case for the surgeon. You ought to consult Dr. Hoyle. I've no hesitation in saying your boil's one hill of a boil." So the missus, she thanks him for saying her boil's one hill of a boil, and hunts all around till she comes on a door that's marked Dr. Hoyle. But by now she's fair got her wind up, and she trembles in every limb. But she says, "Oh, after all, he's a doctor. I mustn't be bashful with him." She's made of good stuff, as the missus, so she knocks, and a voice says, "Who's there?" "It's me," says my Bessie, and enters a room that is spacious and bare. And a wise-looking old feller greets her, and he too is all togged up in white. Oh, it's the room where they cut you, thinks Bessie, and she shakes like a jelly with fright. "I've got a big boil," begins Mrs. "And if you'll kindly permit, I'd like for you to see it a moment. It hurts me whenever I sit." So blushing, she plucks up her courage and hastens to show him the place. And he looks at her kind of surprised like, and he gets very red in the face. But he looks at it most conscientious, from every angle of view. And then he says with a shrug of his shoulders, "Oh, poor lady, I'm sorry for you. It wants to be cut, but you should have a medical bloke to that. So why don't you go to the hospital where all of them doctors is at? You see, ma'am, this part of the building is closed on account of repairs. Us fellas is only the painters, painting the halls and the stairs."
Hello, my name is Jen Omollo, and I'm the Newcomer Settlement Manager at the Soo Community Information and Career Center. COVID-19 came fast and furious, and it has changed all of us drastically. It has been extremely challenging for our newly arrived newcomers to be able to deal with the situations that we have found ourselves. And just like all of us, when we are faced with difficult times, we tend to congregate together as a family. We tend to come together as a community. We tend to get together as people of the same faith and find support and solace and solutions in the issues that may be facing us. Times are different, and so we also have to change and deal with the situations differently. And as Premier Ford said, we must continue to do our part by staying at home, practicing social distancing, and following through with the expected guidelines. What I have learned is that in such tough and sometimes unpredictable times, let us use our commonality of purpose to be safe and to help each other. To all our newcomers, I would urge you to continually remain virtually connected with your friends, with your family, and with the community. In case you need help, please do not hesitate to ask for assistance. Call somebody and let them know that you need help. If you're going through mental health challenges and you need support for that, please reach out to someone for help. Let us all remember that we are all in this together for the common good of everybody. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Next up is Jay Case, a musician, songwriter, and composer who has been a recording artist and touring musician for more than 20 years.
Hey gang, it's Jay Case here. I'm just here to check in on you. Hope everything's going all right and that you're relatively safe and healthy and that you're comfortable where you're at. And thank you all so much for being a part of this event. Thanks to Soo Today and the Village Media family for putting this together. I've been looking forward to this event for some time now. I've been able to continue doing what I do thanks to technology, and I know that some people haven't been able to, and it's a really tough time that we're going on. So I feel very blessed and lucky to be able to continue doing what it is that I do. And many artists, and it's beautiful to see so many artists taking up that torch and continuing to bring love and music to us. And so thank you all for that, and thank you to the frontline workers, not just in the healthcare industry, but in the supply chain, that are just keeping society going and keeping us all fed and clothed and all of us safe. So thank you all for that. What I look forward most to having after this unique situation that we're in is gathering socially with my friends and loved ones and family. As a musician, my livelihood is somewhat dependent on that, although we've found ways to subsist during this time. Still, I really do look forward to that, and I look forward to seeing all of you in person as well. I'd like to sing a song for you now. It is a song that I can't sing on my own, so I've asked the help of two of my very closest brothers and friends and musical geniuses, Mr. Sheldon Jaskalainen and Frank Duresti, and we'd like to sing a song for you that I think is rather poignant in this time, and I hope that you like it, and I hope that you sing along, and I hope that you continue to be safe and healthy and have a wonderful evening. Take care, guys. There's a world where I can go and tell my secrets to, in my room, in my room, in my room. In this world I lock out all my worries and my fears, in my room, in my room, in my room. Do my dreaming and my scheming, lie awake and pray. Do my crying and my sighing, laugh at yesterday. Now it's dark and I'm alone, but I won't be afraid, in my room, 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 in my room.
Good evening, I'm Dr. Lorraine Sharpe, and I am a family physician at the Soo Area Hospital for the inpatient unit. First of all, I want to thank the community for their response to COVID-19 with their social distancing and with their help for our vulnerable populations. If you are able to this evening, I would encourage anyone to donate to the Soo Area Hospital Foundation. Have a wonderful night.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm Cassandra, and we're the Macaulay sisters. I'll be performing Shakespeare's 60th sonnet.
And I'll be singing Chi vuol la Cinderella, an Italian art song by Giovanni Paisiello.
We know times are stressful out there right now, but we are both grateful to be a part of this event to spread joy and raise money for our community.
We would like to send all of our love to the frontline workers and our friends and family across Canada,
in the UK,
and our Interlaken family. Please stay safe.
Like the waves make towards the shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end. Each changing place with that which goes before, in sequent toil all forwards do contend. Nativity, once in the main of life, crawls to maturity wherewith being crowned, crooked eclipses 'gainst his glory fight, and time that gave doth now his gift confound. Time doth transfix the flourish set on youth, and delves the parallels in beauty's brow, and feeds on the rarities of nature's truth, and nothing stands before his scythe to mow. And yet, in times of hope my verse shall stand, praising thy worth, despite his cruel hand.
Chi vuol not Cinderella, graziosa, corta e bella, signore, eccola qua, signore, eccola qua. Le donne sul balcone, so bene indovinar, i giovani a contone, so meglio suticar, a vecchi innamorati, scaldar folle cervella, scaldar folle cervella, a vecchi innamorati. Chi vuol not Cinderella, chi vuol not Cinderella, signore, eccola qua, signore, eccola qua. Le donne sul balcone, so bene indovinar, i giovani al contone, son meglio suticar, a vecchi innamorati, a vecchi innamorati, scaldar folle cervella. Chi vuol not Cinderella, graziosa, corta e bella, signore, eccola qua, signore, eccola qua, graziosa, corta e bella, graziosa, corta e bella, signore, eccola qua, graziosa, corta e bella, graziosa, corta e bella, signore, eccola qua, signori, signori, signore, eccola qua, signori, signori, signore, eccola qua.
Come together, Sault Ste. Marie. I wanted to applaud everyone involved in making this great event happen tonight. It's just awesome to see so many artists and creators coming together to pull Sault Ste. Marie close together. These artists I've been supporting all of my life. And, you know, we've done it in traditional venues, through theater, through your local watering holes, through the various places to perform, the Roberta Bond tent, the Bellevue as well. But today, through the creative efforts of many people, including the folks at Soo today, we're able to enjoy these artists virtually while we shelter in place. Because what we're doing here today is we're bringing people together, we're celebrating, we're connecting, but we're still flattening the curve. So congratulations. Make sure you go online and make a donation. I certainly have, and I wanted to applaud all these efforts to bring people together, to make Sault Ste. Marie the great place that it continues to be, and to support local needs that are needed so desperately now in COVID-19. And again, if you need help, whether an individual, a business, an organization, an artist, go to canada.ca/coronavirus. There's a whole list of supports there. And as always, please reach out to my office if you need any help. Thank you.
Todd and Bill Webb are joining us next. They are a father-son team of multi-instrumentalists from the family band WebbSurround.
Greetings, Sault Ste. Marie. We are WebbSurround, a father-son team. Very blessed to be asked by Soo today to be part of this event. So we're coming from our home to your home. So we're hoping that you're going to enjoy this. Now we've been part of the arts community in Sault Ste. Marie for a long time. We really love the Soo. The Soo is an awesome city to live and flourish. But music is really a special thing for our family. We've been part of community theater for a long time, and WebbSurround performed many community events, and my band Flathead Ford plays in town here. Very, very important to us. And you're
majorly important. Yeah, the music-wise, I've been super fortunate and blessed to have the opportunity to teach at Cases Music.
Right.
Right now, in this crazy time where schools, teachers, anyone is kind of waiting on, hearsay, it's we've been fortunate to move everything over to the virtual world. We're online. All the students have all their teachers, all the teachers of all their students, and it's real fun to be involved with. So text, call, Facebook message, like a post on Instagram, find your way to get through, but definitely get involved because the more the merrier, and we always love to see new faces.
Stay safe, but get involved. Here we go. So enough talk. Let's get into the music, shall we? Here's a tune from Mr. Bob Dylan.
The storms are raging on the rolling sea, and on the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. I'd go to the ends of the earth for you, to make you feel my love.
Thank you, Sue, today.
Anin, buju, wache, sonkika buikwe nindishanakaz, maingan dodem, obajo nang ishkunagan nindonjiba, and ishanabe ikwe indao. Hello, my name is Cathy, Syrette, and I am the Executive Director at the Indigenous Friendship Center in Sault Ste. Marie. And I'd like to take a few minutes to send out a message to the public during this time of the COVID-19 pandemic we are facing today. Many of our clients are certainly facing a lot of hardships now that our services are being impacted. Just know that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, lunches are still being provided. We are fortunate to have a partnership with Harvest Algoma, and this allows us to prepare bags of groceries along with those lunches. And again, that is Tuesdays and Thursdays at 122 East Street. The elders in our urban community are being checked up on by our lifelong care program staff, and this gives our elders that time to identify any immediate needs they may have, and the transports to their medical appointments is still ongoing. All programming is currently active, only remotely from home. This includes telephone calls, check-ins, and supplying those immediate needs that are identified. There's a staff listing posted on the Facebook page if anyone needs to talk to their worker here at the IFC. The administration staff, we are in at least 3 times a week, ensuring that the workflow is ongoing and the operations are flowing. At this time, I'd like to say Chimigwech to all our working partners. That would be Chief Dean Sayers, Batchewana First Nation, Chief Andy Rickard, Garden River First Nation, Chief Jason Gauthier, Missinabee Cree First Nation, and all the Indigenous organizations in the city who are working diligently with communities for the betterment of all. Our teams certainly are heavily motivated and working behind the scenes to provide supports to our most vulnerable. Please check Sault Ste. Marie Indian Friendship Center Facebook site for updates, as well as our website, and that is www.ssmifc.com for any updates. In closing, I think I would like to say that we will get through this pandemic. We will go back to work. We will eat in restaurants. We will attend the theaters. And the lighting of our sacred fires in our ceremonies and our powwows will happen once again. In order to get to that good place, we need you all to adhere to the regulations of social distancing, which for me is 6 feet apart. Isolate yourself if you're not feeling well, and go for walks for much needed exercise. So, on behalf of the Board of Directors and staff of the Indigenous Friendship Center in Sault Ste. Marie, and in the spirit of health and well-being, we send you our best. Miigwech.
Next, we have Harry Houston, who is a retired elementary school teacher here in Sault Ste. Marie. And fun fact, he was my grade 6 teacher. He first joined the Sioux Theatre Workshop over 50 years ago.
Hello, I'm Harry Houston, Artistic Director of Sioux Theatre Workshop. Members of Sioux Theatre Workshop are sorry to have lost the opportunity to present to you the balance of our 71st season. That included our plans to have hosted the Theatre Ontario Festival. We all have to lay low for a while due to this virus, but we'll be back. We are actively into planning for our 72nd season, and we've taken the unprecedented step of preparing a play without open audition and open casting to ensure that we can get on the stage just as soon as it is safely possible. And we hope to see you back into our theaters soon. We thought you might like a dramatic reading of the classic poem The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. He'd a French cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, and a coat of the claret velvet, and breeches of brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to his thigh, and he rode with a jewel twinkle. His pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle, under the jeweled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the dark inn yard. He tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. And dark in the dark old inn yard a stable wicket creaked, where Tim the ostler listened. His face was white and peaked. His eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like mouldy hay. But he loved the landlord's daughter, the landlord's red-lipped daughter. And dumb as a dog he listened, and he heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet if they press me sharply and harrow me through the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." He rose upright in his stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hair in the casement. His face burned like a brand. As the black cascade of perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed the waves in the moonlight, oh, sweet black waves in the moonlight. Then he tugged at his rein in the moonlight and galloped away to the west. He did not come in the dawning, he did not come at noon, and out of the tawny sunset before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a redcoat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. They said no word to the landlord, they drank his ale instead, but they gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of her narrow bed. Two of them knelt at her casement with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, for Bess could see through her casement the road that he would ride. They had tied her up to attention with many a sniggering jest. They had bound a musket beside her with the muzzle beneath her breast. "Now keep good watch," and they kissed her, and she heard the doomed man say, "Look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." She twisted her hands behind her, but all the knots held good. She writhed her hand till her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. They stretched and strained in the darkness, and the hours crawled by like years, till now, on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it. The trigger, at least, was hers. The tip of one finger touched it. She strove no more for the rest. Up she stood to attention with that muzzle beneath her breast. She would not risk their hearing, she would not strive again, for the road lay bare in the moonlight, blank and bare in the moonlight, and the blood of her veins in the moonlight throbbed to her love's refrain. Clot, 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 clot. Had they heard it? The horse hoofs ringing clear? Clot, 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 clot. In the distance, were they deaf that they did not hear? Down the ribbon of moonlight, over the brow of the hill, the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. Clot, clot, and the frosted redcoats looked to their priming. She stood up straight and still. Clot, clot in the frosty silence. Clot, clot in the echoing night. Nearer he came, and nearer. His face was like a light. Her eyes grew wide for a moment. She drew one last deep breath. Then her finger moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him with her death. He turned, he spurred to the west. He did not know who stood, bowed with her head o'er the musket, drenched with her own blood. Not till the dawn he heard it, and his face grew grey to hear how best the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight and died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him and his rapier brandished high. Blood red were his spurs in the golden noon, wine red was his velvet coat when they shot him down on the highway, down like a dog on the highway, and he lay in his blood on the highway with a bunch of lace at his throat. And still of a winter's night, they say, when the wind is in the trees, when the moon is a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, when the road is a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, a highwayman comes riding, riding, riding. A highwayman comes riding up to the old inn door. Over the cobbles he clatters and clangs in the dark inn yard. He taps with his whip on the shutters, but all is locked and barred. He whistles a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair.
And that's a wrap on Soo Today's Come Together Sault Ste. Marie benefit concert. Thank you to all of the performers and entertainers who helped to entertain Sooites in our homes, all for a fantastic cause. And to Thomas Brandstetter for helping to coordinate this virtual benefit concert. We appreciate everyone's time and talent. We hope you enjoyed the show. Stay home and stay safe and well.